LEGO City Undercover is arguably the best LEGO game, originally made in 2013 when developers usually still focused on quality and fun, plus not mooching off some other IP for easy sales. Let's have a look at 18 crazy things in LEGO City Undercover. Number 1. Passengers. You will notice if you jump in a citizen's car, for police business of course, the passengers won't jump out, like in some other open-world games. Look how this lady doesn't even mind that you smashed the car and replaced the driver. She looks like she is having a relaxing ordinary day. In fact, when this car blew up, she even waved goodbye before she runs off. It shows high confidence in her insurance policy. Number 2. Pig cannons. It's already crazy enough that there are pig cannons all over town and no one says anything. Imagine what kind of a financial investment and engineers were involved in putting these things around town and calibrating the launch angle of each one to send a pig to the farmer pen. Look how far some of these pigs are, like this pig in the southeast of the map. It takes around 3.5 minutes to drive back to the farm. That's like 2 to 3 kilometers. And look at this one on Apollo Island. How did this pig even get here? Apparently, pigs have escaped here before, because the farmer built a cannon on the island. Anyway, the elevation and distance required would probably see the pig reach the pen at terminal velocity, which would be over 160 kilometers per hour. The fact that these pigs are surviving such an impact puts them in the conversation for toughest video game characters of all time. Number 3. The Farmer. Speaking of the pig missions, the craziest playable main character in this game is probably the farmer. In a game where the playable characters have grapple guns, crowbars, lasers, etc., our man the farmer has a chicken. And his special skill is the Super Chicken, allowing you to cross wide gaps, but just barely. Whatever substance he throws out there to extend the chicken's flight is really juicing that chicken up. Look at this, it has to be an illegal performance-enhancing drug. The farmer also has a very strained relationship with the chickie. It will frequently attack him during idle moments. He will catch the chicken in his hat. But when the chicken attacks, he comes out of the pocket. So who knows what kind of a parlor trick is going on there? This chicken is also incredibly versatile. It can not only shoot rocket egg projectiles, but it doubles as a crankshaft when launching the pigs across the map. And Chase uses the chicken as a zipline handle. What can't this chicken do? Then there's the farmer's watering skills. We can only imagine what kind of steroids are in this water to make plants grow this fast. This also has to be an illegal contraband. And finally, some recognition should also go to the farmer's hat, which will not fall off under any circumstance. Number 4. Sandwich Mission. At the beginning of the game is a very strange mission at the dock in which you have to find this guy's sandwich, which he pronounces sandwich. He specifically says you have to find a sausage and jelly sandwich, but he also specifically describes a different sandwich, one with cucumber, which he is not looking for. Later in the game, you will learn that the restaurant in Crescent Park serves cucumber sandwiches, so that's apparently where this second sandwich came from. But anyway, this dog worker's knowledge of a second sandwich with cucumbers suggests that the seagulls also took his co-worker's sandwich, but he does not want to help recover it. What other explanation could there be? Number 5. Captain Bluffbeard. One of the first characters you will meet is Captain Bluffbeard. But he's not bluffing anyone, as we will see. Eventually, he will give you a ferry boat ride out to Albatross Island. He is also somehow simultaneously ready at any ferry boat in the entire city. But let's not dwell. If you go visit the ship while he is parked at the dock, he is still in the cabin pantomiming like he is still navigating the ship. By the way, you can get the car surfing trophy very easy by standing on the ship even when it is docked. Thank you, Captain. Number 6. Footprints. One of the challenges in LEGO City Undercover is tracking footprints, which are usually in the shape of little squares to match the foot of a LEGO minifigure. But there are some exceptions to this. In the mission at the construction site, you have to track dog footprints, which are dots. And if you didn't notice earlier during the sandwich mission, the footprints are webbed feet to match the seagull that stole the sandwich. Number 7. Ice Cream Truck. During the ice cream truck race mission, the music tends to stop when you reach the mountainside. But if you honk the horn, instead of a horn sound, it will play "What Child Is This?" And just like that, it's Christmas season. Number 8. Bugs. Occasionally, you will come across some gigantic bugs or spiders. Whatever they are almost as big as a man's head. They aren't bothered by getting sprayed with a fire hose. But they do fear the miner's pickaxe. Look at this madman. Number 9. Tricked Enemy. In one of the missions, you are trying to get to Mo while a bunch of thugs are chasing you. If you make it to the checkpoint in the plaza but don't start the mission, you will learn the thugs are still there when you go back outside. This guy's effort is a little weak. Basically, he kind of drives in your direction to intimidate. But if you are clever, you can trick him into his own defeat in the water. Number 10. Natalia Scam. At one point in the game, Natalia calls a chase to yell at him and says she is surrounded by guys across the street in dark suits and an unmarked black van and a limousine. But when you race over there a few seconds later, you can see Natalia on the roof. But there is no black van nor limousine anywhere in sight. There are even police officers walking by. Eventually, a couple of suit guys show up, but they don't pose much of a threat. If they ever do a sequel, she could be outed as a double agent without having to retcon the lore. Number 11. Secret Helicopter Shortcut. If you try to fly over a mountain, the game just turns you back, so you might think you have to go around. But did you know these paths on the map are not just decoration, they are shortcuts through the mountain. The one in the southeast is a little bit secret. You have to fly through this opening in this building, and you will come across a valley that can only be found with a flying vehicle. Number 12. Small car. There is a tiny one-seat car you can unlock. Can you guess what it is called? It's called the Smallissimo. Number 13. Secret dances. Several characters have idle dance animations. Some are obvious like the hula dancer, but some are less obvious, like the robot will do the robot, although he looks more like he is convulsing. The custom farmer will do a hoedown dance. And Captain Bluffbeard will do various mariner moves, like the deck step, the lookout, and the crow's nest climb. Number 14. Deep Sea Diver. One of the more suspect special characters is this deep sea diver with the poor posture. First of all, this diver doesn't dive. He swims on the surface like everyone else. He seems to have little familiarity with starfish, which will attack him regularly, and he will struggle to subdue it. He has no instincts to avoid sharks. How does this shark even get him through the rocks? And look at his snorkel, it's like 20 centimeters long. You can't even dive in a bathtub with that. We can only conclude his scuba tank is just for decoration and that he is a fraud. He should probably be listed as a playable criminal instead of just a special civilian. Number 15. Stolen Coffee. Throughout the game, the construction character can collect coffee breaks. You will find them at convenient break tables there for anyone's consumption in public areas. But look where this coffee is. It's literally inside someone's house, and he just steals it. This is really unbecoming for a police officer. Number 16. Squirrel. You first meet the squirrel when you are talking to this park ranger. This squirrel takes over fishing for the ranger, and eventually he is eaten by the fish, and then you don't see him again. The game simply continues. This suggests he was killed by the fish. However, then next time you see the ranger, he is there with a squirrel whom he introduces as Derek. The way we know this is the same squirrel who was eaten can be deduced because the same fish that ate him is on the wall. and also if you watch closely in a future cutscene. If you blink, you could miss it. At the beginning of a sewer mission, we see a fish cross the foreground, with Derek riding on his back like some kind of legendary Beowulf tale. In the end, it was the squirrel who killed the fish instead. Number 17. Animals. Speaking of animals, there is an Easter egg that reveals that the animals in the game are sentient and can speak. When you do an audio scan on the farm, you can overhear a conversation taking place between a cow and a chicken. They put on an act when the farmer's wife goes by. If this is the case, it could possibly explain how the pigs are ending up in impossible places. They could be communicating with accomplices or something like that. This would also explain why Derek the squirrel has such a rapport with the ranger. The animal lore in this game is deep. Number 18. Tennis players. On one of the rooftops, you will come across a couple guys playing tennis. But look at this ball. It doesn't even bounce. Are they using a beanbag? And they don't even know they are supposed to serve behind the line. If you climb the fence, they will take off running and even use the zip line as if they just got busted robbing a bank. What do you call an illegal tennis scheme? A racket. And those are 18 crazy things in LEGO City Undercover. Thank you for watching. Always pursue the truth.